Hi guys, it's Kiara and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you a slightly different kind of video. I've decided to venture a little bit into the DIY world. I very much enjoy making stuff and transforming old things into new. So basically, my mum bought this t-shirt a while ago from H&M and she doesn't wear it, so she gave it to me. I don't particularly like this style of t-shirt. It's not really my cup of tea, so I thought instead of letting it go to waste and just sitting in my closet where I know it won't be worn, I'm going to transform it into something else. I'm sure you've seen these kind of t-shirts absolutely everywhere, and I want to transform this t-shirt into one of those and show you guys how to do it. So this is my first time doing it and I've worked it all out in my head and I have a pretty clear idea of how I want to do this. So let's hope that this actually works. Let's just get into the DIY. Okay, welcome to my arts and crafts setup. So here we have the t-shirt. If you do not have a t-shirt currently right now that you want to make this out of, I would recommend getting a very stretchy fabric as well as something that is a little bit thicker so that you don't have to double line it, which I'm not going to do in this DIY tutorial. I'd recommend getting a size down for it to be tighter, but not too tight where it becomes see-through. Because as you're putting it around the bust, it's got to be tight enough to stay up. Yes, there will be straps, but they are more decorative since they will be put on last. So I have a bandeau swimsuit here that I've brought for reference. This is perfectly what covers my bust entirely. So it would cover the top and cover the bottom. Now I want it to be a little bit longer than this. So this is just for guidance. I'm going to have this length plus about 2 centimeters on each side. On top of that, you want to add about 1 centimeter to the top and the bottom to be able to tuck the fabric under and sew it to not have the raw seam. I have scissors, a ruler, a pen and a pencil. I don't think the pencil is going to show up on this. You can also use fabric chalk. Now for this DIY, you could use a hot glue gun, just a sewing needle, which is what I'm going to use because I do not have a glue gun. You can use it with a sewing machine. If I was at my grand's right now, I would use a sewing machine. Hey guys, it's Kiara from the future, just here to clear some things up. Anytime I say or speak about hand sewing, completely and utterly ignore me. Just don't hand sew this DIY in any way, shape or form. You can use a hot glue gun or a sewing machine, but please don't hand sew it because it's just a disaster waiting to happen. I foreshadowed this in my intro. Hand sewing takes forever. The t-shirt is made out of jersey material, so it's a very stretchy fabric. String that you'd use to sew with is not stretchy. It doesn't stretch. So if you were to stretch to put the shirt over your head, the string would stretch with it and then break. So basically everything that you did would be undone. When I went to take the shirt off, it just completely disintegrated, it snapped and all the sort of string just broke apart and my shirt was a mess. So the day after I went to my grandmother and what took me 2 hours took 10 to 20 minutes on a sewing machine, which just don't spend useless time on something that's going to break. So yeah, don't hand sew, use a glue gun or use a sewing machine. Also, at the end of the video, you'll see that the bottom of it is a little bit sort of choppy. That is because the string wasn't holding very well, but this video I'm still going to upload anyway, because it's sort of a guideline on how to go about. I'm going to start by putting the bandeau in the tightest part of the shirt, which is the center where it comes in at the waist. So I'm going to add about 3 centimeters in total. It's better to put a little bit more fabric than not enough because you can always cut off the excess fabric if needed. And then you just want to cut where you've marked, trying to cut as straight as possible. Okay, so now this is what I've cut off. Do not discard of the other pieces that you have cut off. because we will need those to create straps from afterwards. I'd recommend trying it on. So here I've put it on, and this is pretty much the length I want. We are going to lose a teeny little bit of length by tucking under the edges to not have the frayed sort of seams. Now try it on to see if it's tight enough. For me, luckily enough, it is tight enough. But if it's not, you'll basically have to cut one of the seams and re-sew one of the sides tighter. But if it is tight enough, luckily for you, you can just keep the seams and it's a little bit less work. If you didn't cut very straight, it doesn't really matter because we are going to be fixing all that right now. So as I said, we're going to need to tuck in the sides. What you're basically going to want to do is iron your shirt. Right now the edges are sort of rolling over one another, which means it's very difficult to get an all-around straight edge. So what you're going to want to do is iron your shirt completely, making sure that the edges are very straight and completely flattened down. And then what you're going to want to do is tuck in the sides, tuck them inside, so that on the inside you see something a bit like this. And you want to do that all around the top, and then you're going to want to iron over what you've just done so that it sort of stays. So I'm going to go do that and I will be right back. That took me forever. So I'll show you what I currently have. Of course, like, it's a black fabric, so you wouldn't be able to see as well as if it were, for example, a light blue fabric, but let me show you. Here, it's still inside out, which is basically what you want. Yes, I have a bandage. This is from my hot boiling water incident. Oh well. Okay, so this little piece of fabric is basically the excess fabric that we turned over. So as you can see on the inside of the fabric, you've got a very clean, crisp edge. Like, it's not going to be a raw edge. For those of you who have a glue gun, all you're going to need to do basically is put some glue underneath and stick it down. For those using a sewing machine like you do, you just do that. I've just finished sewing all the edges. My gosh, did this take such a long time. If you have a hot glue gun or a sewing machine, I definitely recommend using those as opposed to hand sewing, because that took a crazy long amount of time. So I've been joined by my little cousin, Victoire. Tu dis bonjour?
Hello.
And so I've just finished the top itself, and we're gonna have to make some little straps. So you could genuinely just take a pair of straps from another t-shirt, snip them off and sew them onto here. That would be a quick and easy way. But if you do want adjustable straps, that would pretty much be the way to go, because these ones that I'm going to be making are not going to be adjustable, because I have no idea how to make adjustable straps. Une bretelle, c'est à peu près quelle taille? Ça jusqu'à... C'est quand même assez long. I'm going to take the longest part out of this twice to make a strap, basically. We've got our two little straps, which look very scruffy and messy, and I'm simply going to stitch them to make them more round. Limite, ça me saoule de faire mes bretelles comme ça. Okay, we have been trying for about 20 minutes to make little straps, and it's, to be honest, a nightmare, and we've made a big mess, n'est-ce pas? On a fait un gros bazar. So we're going to clean this up and find a second solution. Be right back. I decided to get one of my Primark tank tops that I fished out of my closet. I have two of these in black, when really I don't need both of these in black. And so I thought, you know what, I can't make straps without a sewing machine. Like, by hand, it's just not happening. So I've decided to take the straps off of these, cut them off, and basically just sew them to my t-shirt. This, if you live around a Primark, is probably like £1.50 for the whole shirt, So yeah, it's not very expensive, is it? Plus they do have a bit of give to them. Okay, so here's one of our straps. Okay, I've now secured both straps. They don't require any more work than that. And I'm just going to attach the straps. Okay, so after a good 2-3 hours struggling, this is our result. I'm pretty pleased with it, though it isn't perfect. Like the raw edges on the side, since they've been hand sewn, aren't really very straight, but I will go over it with the sewing machine another day. As I've said, like the small straps, I find it very cute. It's a cropped little top. With a hand stitch, it's obviously not as secure as it would be if it were made with a sewing machine or glue. I wouldn't recommend doing this, hand sewing it. 100% do not hand sew this. This is extremely hard. Yeah, I hope you guys like the end result, and I hope the video was easy-ish to follow along. I think it was a lot of learning and discovery for me above anything. I think it was sort of cool to document it. So this is the result. Of course, I'd like to thank my assistant for helping me during this whole video. Merci. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and how to make this top. It goes super well with my shorts today, which is A+. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how to... Merci Victoire. Hope you guys... Tu peux la baisser un peu? Comme ça. Ouais. Hope you guys have enjoyed seeing how to get this top. If you have, please don't forget to give a big thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye! Tu tentes quoi?
Les oreilles de lapin.
Merci.